I was blessed enough recently to be invited and be featured in a match play video from Essential Tennis, which is a YouTube channel run by a friend of mine named Ian. He is one of the most successful tennis coaches when it comes to online instruction. The video for this feature is in one of these corners to be clicked on. So check it out when you get the chance. It's absolutely professionally edited. Ian's team at Essential Tennis is top-notch stuff. Before we get started though, a word from our sponsor, Bang Energy Drink. This absolutely non-FDA approved concoction of vitamins and sugar and way too much sodium and a lot of stuff I can't even pronounce. This is the best thing you could drink if you want to go on a technically legal Coke-fueled rampage that will make you want to burst through the wall like Kool-Aid Man back in the early 2000s. Oh yeah! That's disgusting. We need better sponsors, and I need water. Much better. Let's do this in-depth analysis on the Luxilon Original Big Banger. Luxilon's Original Big Banger was the first polyester to be commercially introduced into the tennis world, way back in 1991. Wait a minute. You don't live here.
Yes, I do. I own the place. What are we talking about tonight?
I'm talking about Luxilon Original, the very first string in Luxilon's Big Banger. Big Banger.
What's next? Are they going to release a string called Luxilon Third Base?
So immature. Go get me another energy drink. I need more caffeine to get through this video. Sorry about that. Let's talk about Luxilon Original Big Banger. From the baseline, the first 2 hours of this string were before the break-in period, in my opinion. Although it was very comfortable right off the ground on forehand and backhands, it had no spin potential that I could tell you guys about that I would be happy with. It almost had less spin potential than the Kirschbaum Pro Line 2, which was, in my opinion, very disappointing. It did have really good feeling on the slice though, because of the softness right out of the box. The ball pocketing and feel for a polyester, it's average. Yeah. After the 2-hour break-in period, this string had decent spin potential. Not as much as I'd like to, but it was still decent. The reason behind that is the trajectory of the ball coming off the strings were drastically different than before the break-in period, which is extremely surprising. Also, very disappointing as well. The strings were a lot more comfortable. The feel was better because of the extra ball pocketing, which was, as I said, a surprise. And the drop shots from the baseline were feeling really good at this point of the string's life cycle. Volleys? Average, Before the 2-hour break-in period, the serves were good. I knew where my first serves were gonna be as soon as it left my racket within a good measure of confidence. However, the spin potential, again, it was almost not there. For polyester, this string gave decent spin for slice and topspin / kick serves, but nothing too surprising to say. After the 2-hour break-in period, the serves on the Luxilon Big Banger were massive. Yes, you still had to change the way you were striking a first flat serve because of the change in trajectory, but the ball pocketing really made it feel like a trampoline coming off of your tennis racket. The spin serves were a little bit better after the break-in period. It had a little bit more ball pocketing to have a little bit more spin potential coming from the ball, but it's barely noticeable for most tennis players. In case you haven't noticed, this review is a tale of 2 tennis strings, all packaged in one in the Luxilon Original Big Banger. I want to compare this tennis string to my girlfriend's cat. The normal cat that is loving and sweet and purrs when she's sleeping in your arms, her name is Orbit. However, she goes into this crazy mode every now and then that is a completely different personality, and we named her Mew Mew. She's the type of cat that will be doing zoom zooms all over the apartment at 3 a.m. in the morning, leaving my girlfriend to not be able to sleep. With those 2 strings combined into one, my advice is do not buy this tennis string. Not only is this $20 away from being the most expensive string you could buy at retail, but the idea that you're paying a premium price for a string that will have a trajectory that is completely different before and after the break-in period should deter you from buying this string alone. This is the most anti-consumer tennis string on the market right now. At least with the Luxilon Alu Power and the Alu Power Soft, it was still a decent string, albeit an extremely high asking price. And the Luxilon 4G, which I also reviewed, although it was absolutely a disappointment from what I said in the beginning of that video, at least it was a disappointment throughout the entire life cycle. Kind of like me. Although the Big Banger original did have really good slice potential, it was nice and soft right out of the box, and it really shone its true colors after the 2-hour break-in period. A consumer should not have to wait that long if you're paying upwards of $265 per reel. It's ludicrous. If you want a softer polyester that has characteristics of this string after the 2-hour break-in period, I would highly suggest checking out the Technifiber Razor code. It's a hell of a lot cheaper as well. And if you guys want to vote on the very next string you want me to review, check out my Instagram. I do pollings about once a week. As always, this was tested with my EZone 98 strung at 55 pounds. Subscribe to this channel for consumer-friendly tennis string reviews that are unbiased. And as always, happy hitting.